Holy hell, guys. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ, that was 13 minutes of my life I'll never get back. But we're back. Jesus.
Scooby-Doo, and the nerve of this bitch.
I swear to God, John, you're 100% right. You're 1,000% right. Oh my God, can you believe that? My goodness. Long story short, a really old friend that I've known for ages. And you know, like when life diverges, you know, maybe like around a decade ago, I started doing my own thing and went into motorcycles and all that stuff. And I haven't really kept in contact super close with him because he did his own life. And I saw him at a gas station and he's trying to link up drugs. Yeah, pretty much drugs. Yeah. He's living a normal life right now, but he was explaining to me how he wants to go back to the thug life and start selling drugs. Also, hi John, how are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Shifting into Wednesday. You know, it's a beautiful day. How are you? I'm excited. Tomorrow is PoE prep day. Wait, it was a friend? That's adorable. Yeah, it's huge. You know, but those kind of friends you want to keep close, but also at a distance. You know, because I know how it is, man. It was a favor veiled as a thing. He wanted basically some free work, and I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Let me just link you up to it through my work, and they'll take care of that." You know. Oh well, maybe I'll just maybe we'll have like a barbecue, and you can roll up with your equipment. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I don't do it myself. I don't do it myself. But if you need somebody just like me, but instead of drugs, I'm gonna sell Spill's house. I can't with you guys. I can not. Alright, before we get into Fallout, we're gonna be getting into this. This is the Chinese see us, the US, in 2024. I thought it seemed pretty interesting. It's from Asian Buzz. Whether it's the US, there is definitely some level of censorship. You know, one of the things I do say is you can't. It's hard to get a place's perspective unless you ask the people and actually get a sample size. You know? The LGBT thing, which was already quite strange. Wait, what? Oh, they keep. Oh, they're showing their true power levels. Let's go.
LGBT 内容其实本来就已经很奇怪了，我觉得。现在只不过是愈演愈烈。
I feel like it's only intensified now. Trump running for re-elections, but he's beset with lawsuits. And yet Biden, who is over 80 years old, is still running for president. Damn, bro, they know a lot about what's happening over here. What the hell? Wait, what? Yeah, they know what's going on. They got their fingers on the pulse. No, she just did a little Biden. Watch her. Toddling and fumbling. That's how they see him.
Hey everybody, it's Steven from Asian Boss.
Hey,
Have had
Steven.
enough of the divisive and politically charged mainstream Western media. Are you curious as to what's really happening
China's
in Asian
censorship
countries
is like World War
China
II Germany
from the
censorship?
perspectives of ordinary Chinese citizens?
I don't know. I guess we'll find
the
out.
type of perspectives that you cannot get anywhere else.
I do know that you can't access like mainstream media straight from their internet, but I know they have VPNs. So it's kind of not like Germany, because Germany didn't have VPNs.
Also in the Western media? Well, that's what we do here at Asian Boss.
Okay.
We've been doing this for over a decade
10
as an
years.
independent grassroots media organization.
Grassroots
Without any
media.
government licenses. It's funny because it's true. So if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to Asian
Do they
Boss
need a
Radio,
license to
where
do
we
this?
break down how we conduct these
In
stream
China?
interviews and provide behind-the-scenes commentary to offer our members the most authentic perspectives on the latest social and cultural trends. Not just from China, but from all over Asia.
Okay.
Let's dive right in.
Let's go. As a Chinese, what are your thoughts on the US?
就是
I've never have
因为我
been.
没去过美国嘛，我觉得美国就是
I take the
有很
US as a
多
melting pot of
新
new
文化，就是一
cultures.
个
That's real.
对
It's very
很发
free.
达的一个国家，
Highly
科技发
developed
达。
nation and advanced technology. That's what the children think. What? That's wild.
小孩我也觉
I
得
think
就
for
是
kids,
在教育方
in
面
terms of education, there's a huge
中西
difference
差异真的也很大
between China
就是
and the
现在
West.
小孩在中
The
国来
kids
说
nowadays in China are quite stressed. Yeah, we've seen this. Like, literally, to get into a college or anything else, it's like do or die over there. Do or die. And here, it's not like a big deal. Some people like get dramatic over it, but it's not gonna make or break you.
累中国小孩真的很累。然后我是觉得，因为我毕竟我自己也结婚了嘛
Because after all, I'm married with kids
现在小
myself.
孩就各种的
My own children have to deal with
像现在
endless
国外
homework.
其实我觉得像在国外的话
In
他
foreign
们那种
countries,
小
I
孩就是
understand kids
玩
playing
就好
around is good
开心
enough.
就好了。
It's enough just to be happy. That's what they think. You know, I think I'm a bit neutral, but generally more on the
我
positive
觉
side.
得居中吧，但是总体上应该是偏正面一点。虽然我也
Although
我
I've
也去
never
过美
been to
国
the US.
但是
When it comes to things like technological
像那个
development,
科技发展这一块的话，我觉得现在
I
应
feel
该
like the
美国还
US is
是
still
独
the
一大
dominant
存在的中
force.
所以就是总体上我对它的看法
So in all my view of it's probably
可能
more
正面会
positive.
偏多一点。
整体的呢，你
This old man's based as fuck.
说不上是正面负面的。
It's hard to
就是
say
觉
it's
得呢
negative or
最近这几
positive.
年美国啊好像
It
针对
just feels
中国
like in the
搞
recent
的
years
这
the
个
US has been
贸易
targeting
战
Chinese
金融战
with this
科技战
trade war.
比较多，我们就弄不懂为啥
Financial and
美国一直这么
technological wars.
这么搞。实际上
Yeah, we have been blocking. We have not allowed China to sell their electric cars or a lot of their products here without a hefty tariff, and they refuse to pay it. You know, which is a trade war technically.
中国人也好，美国人也好，这个老百姓之间都无所谓的，对吧？
Yeah, the
这个
general.
政府
That's
中国人
so
不就
true. Whether it's Chinese or Americans, the general public, we don't care, man. The general people don't really care what like all these crazy things that are happening,
老
man.
百姓之间都无所谓的，对吧？这个政府之间老是
I think the
说谎
governments that keep
我觉得
doing
也没
this
多大意思。
just pretty meaningless.
其实呢，我们对美国呢，原来也
Actually, we used to admire the U.S.
但是你
But
现在
now
发
with
生的
what's
这个
happening,
是当然宣传是
of
有
course,
有意思
propaganda
但是
plays a role.
就是我们的
But it
感觉
feels
好
like
像
now there's some
现在有点
hostility.
对立了。
It's
就是
not
就是原来
right
是
when
我们
initially
还
we
是
did acknowledge their advancements. Okay.
你有没有什么喜欢的美国名人？
Do you have any favorite American
名人
celebrities?
Taylor Swift
Taylor Swift.
你觉得他在这边的影响力大吗？
大很大。
The Taylor Swift is influential in China. There's Chinese Swifties. Oh
一
my
般会
god.
听他歌。
最了解的就是那个
Scarlett
斯
Johansson.
嘉丽·约翰逊，就是她演的黑
The
寡
Black
妇系
Widow
列
movies?
电影，我都很喜欢。
Yeah,
然后
Scarlett
就是复仇
Johansson
者
is
联
good
盟
in
一
those
系列
movies.
的电影。
As well as the whole
喜
Avengers.
欢谈不上。
I wouldn't go as far to say I like America. Maybe just
我在读书的时候
when I was in college, Obama was president, you
他
know.
的那些演讲
And his speeches were always something. We needed to study and read sentence by
比
sentence.
较熟悉。
What? Oh, that's crazy. I don't think they make like their representatives speeches that we read in our colleges sentence by sentence. I felt quite familiar with Obama, but if you ask if I really like him, maybe not.
但是你真的要说喜欢我，可能没有。
你平时看好莱坞电影吗？你觉得中国电影和
You
好
watch
莱坞电影
Hollywood
的区别
films?
在于哪里？你比较喜欢哪一类的？
We did in high school. Did you really? Did you go over? But I was in a debate class. Okay. No, that still counts. That still fucking counts, John. That still fucking counts. Because, I mean, yeah, it was very niche because it's developing a certain thing, how to public speak, you know? Speaking in front of a public audience and trying to get your goal, your point across eloquently. That still counts. But, yeah, I didn't think it was as common, you know, and she was speaking in college. Xi Jinping and Obama were popular picks. Really? Well, thank you, John. That's actually huge, man. Thanks, bro. That's actually enlightening. I love that. Thanks. Okay, huge.
看好莱坞电影吗？你觉
Do
得
you
中国电
often
影和
watch
好莱坞
Hollywood
电影的
films?
区别在于哪里？
What do
你
you
比较
see
喜欢哪
difference
一
in
类的？
Chinese and Hollywood movies?
中国电影跟好莱坞电影
Between Chinese and Hollywood, it's definitely Hollywood for me. China's restriction is too much. They hinder expressive freedom.
能描述一下吗？
Our core values are different. Western movies often emphasize a kind of individual heroism, while in Chinese movies might stress unity and collectivism. I can see that. How do you think the media here describes the US? There isn't much. Chinese government never deprecates too much. It's more discussing the current issues in China, US. Naturally, there are biases. Having had the opportunity to live there, America, you realize that media reports tend to focus and amplify certain aspects. Yeah, huge. They do. Think in the U.S. that causes concern and is widespread availability of guns and poor public safety. Yeah, no, I mean that's dude's based. He literally was only. I don't even know how long he was here, but he knows. You know, public safety. What's going on in Hawaii, brothers? You know, with our own people, we can't help ourselves, but we can help others. That's the wild part. Yeah. They were okay. It's not as safe as Shanghai. In Shanghai, you can go downstairs to shop in the middle of the night without any concerns. What's going on in Hawaii? Hi, Cloftus. You didn't hear what's happening in Hawaii's? I mean, we'll take a quick moment just to break up from this, but the big fire that happened in Hawaii, the big natural disaster, you know, that took out like a lot of Maui, that forced evacuations. You know, this is one of our 50 states here in America. And I've literally mentioned this point earlier on. Another one, not another one, but it's just, we're not like doing enough. The people haven't been able to move back in and start cleaning up the rubble. They're not able to take back or start rebuilding. They're not allowed on there at all. And you know how much it would have taken to rebuild Hawaii? All of Maui? $5 billion. Do you know how much we accidentally send Ukraine? We sent them extra money by accident. We sent them $6 billion by accident. That's the issue. This guy's, you know, our own people's safety, you know? And this is real, though. I feel like we should be able to walk down the street at night and not be fucking fearful. You know, that's real. Country's a joke. Hey, it's the reality, you know? Is the truth. But hi, Clostus, how you been, man? How do you get your information about the U.S.? I might not pay too much attention on it, but those who are curious, there's certainly a variety of ways. For instance, the internet, friends, and so on. If they are informed, they will discuss these topics. See, look, that's what I said, a VPN. Actually, I often use a VPN. I'm sure if there was a crime in China, they wouldn't ever allow it to be published. Well, this is them. Here we're hearing about the real people. So let's find out, you know. But like advertising homelessness in China is not very huge. We went through a rabbit hole yesterday where we did see a whole video of them living on the streets, you know, sleeping on top of cardboard, you know, layers, not even boxes, just a single sheet of cardboard. But they do have access to VPNs, so they can look up information outside the country. I check Instagram, YouTube, and see, look, and that's just probably illegal, and she knows it. It's probably like half illegal. She probably just minus 10 social credit points right there. She probably just lost minus 10 armor rating in China. Literally minus 10 right there, just for saying that. Yeah, it's definitely not legal. Yeah, if you look into it, you can definitely find it. See, he's a smart young man. He's not going to say it. Like you guys, Chinese people can also start a YouTube channel. So if you want to find information, it's still possible. Her friend was definitely side-eyeing her. Yeah, bro, you definitely saw that. Her friend was like, bro. Right here, you see it. At this moment, you realize you fucked up. Or it is illegal here for me. Also VPN. Hell yeah. Wait, what state are you in? It's not illegal, or it's just, are they requiring identifications or whatever? And Pornhub left? Or Texas? Yep, Pornhub left Texas. Yeah. No porn? Damn, man. Hey, John. maybe you can answer me in the DMs, but is there such thing as a free VPN? Or are all those just scams stealing your data? Yeah.
然后 YouTube 之类的，对。
找的话肯定是能找的，就像你们也能去那个 YouTube 上
They can still share
看频道一样
YouTube?
就是所以信息想找的话还是能找到的。但
You
是
saw
就
this?
是大多数
But
时候
most of the
可能
time, it's probably that I
我对
often
新
see
闻更喜欢就
domestic
是我经常
laws.
刷到的。
Easiest way is having a friend in another state willing to let you tunnel out. Okay. I don't know what that means, but thanks, John. Yeah, because, like, I kind of want a VPN for some certain things. Like, 1 or 2 VPNs would be great. Or, like, at least one that gets me a different IP. But other than that, I mean, I'm not, like, needing it. I think it'd be cool, but I need to educate myself. There's so many things to learn in this world, man. There's not enough time. I gotta learn accounting, fucking web hosting and tunneling, learn streaming, editing, VPN to your friend's home, but weird phrasing. No, but I got what you meant. You know, tip man, just look up girl kissing on YouTube. Hope that
是一些比如马斯克
like news about Musk and SpaceX.
新闻，所以
So from watching that news, I think there's still a strong drive for
还是
progress.
很强。
I learned about it through
比如说是
Chinese news
中国的新
broadcast
闻或者央
or the
视
Chinese Central
然后
Television,
还有一些
and also
自己
some
在网
personal
上查
research
的
online.
YouTube 上面可
On
以接触
YouTube,
到美国的
you
一些
can find
新
some
闻
news
就
about the
是
United
原来
States.
是一般来说
Usually you would get this kind of news on YouTube or Twitter or now X, right? All of these guys are breaking the law with their criminal ways.
油管或者是 Twitter 现在查嘛，基本上就是从那个上面看的。就国内
You can also get
新闻上面
insights
也
from the
能
local
获取相关的
mainstream
情报，
news.
但是这种东西
But how should I say this? After watching, you can't just believe everything. You need to look at multiple perspectives to understand what the situation is really about. That guy is based as fuck. I agree. Especially in a place where they might censor some things. If you look up multiple things and they confirm the same bias from different sources that aren't as restricted, I think that confirms it. But then, yeah, that's completely, absolutely based.
多看几个方向
Absolutely
去
based.
了解一下大概这个事实大概。
Base said.
我觉得现在有很多
I believe there are many channels available
渠道，你可以了解到美国
through
的
which you
现
can
状
learn about the
像
current
比如
state of
说
the
你
U.S.
上 YouTube
Platforms like YouTube, Instagram,
Instagram 啊，或者是一
and
些
various other
软
apps.
件，你都可以
Instagram is illegal over there. How are you accessing Instagram, young man? How are you accessing Instagram, young man?
看得到，其实没有特别封闭，只
Yeah.
是想你有没有
Hold on.
是一些
On various
什么软
apps,
件
you can
你都可以
see
看得到
everything.
其实没有特别
It's not
封闭
really
只是
that
想你
restricted.
有
It's
没有
more
真的
about
想
whether
去
you want
深
to
入了
explore
解
in depth or not.
因为很多美国媒体
A lot of American
这
media
边
think access to external news is blocked here in China. Hey, that's what we think. We think they don't have access to like Instagram and stuff without a VPN, which that girl said she did use a VPN to explore these things.
和封锁获取外部的消息的那个机会嘛。
You think this
对
problem
你们
exists?
你们觉得有
Ooh, the old man actually gave his nod. He was like, oh, no, yeah, bro, don't pressure this one too much. Yeah, the old man, they were like, yeah.
获取外部的消息的那个机会嘛？对，你们觉得有没有这个问题？
好像
If these people who snitched on themselves got, all these people got re-educated. It doesn't seem like, but there is
觉得
definitely.
有没有这个问题的？
What do you say? There are definitely some issues. There are some issues. Yes, there are. It probably exists, but generally, we don't know because it's blocked. There it is. We don't know because it's blocked and we can't see it. There it is.
我们一般网
We sometimes search online for international
国外
content
的东西也可以查到的。
and we can find
看
it.
的话肯定是能看得到的。
If you want to see it, you can see it. As far as for censorship, all I can say is the media all engage in selective reporting.
话，反正我只能说媒体嘛，媒体全部都是选择性报道的，就是无论
Whether it's in the West reporting on the U.S. or us reporting on the West, there is definitely some level of censorship.
作为一个中国人，你觉得最近
As a Chinese, what do you think is the current state of the U.S.? Not sure how familiar you are with the social issues, but have you found anything strange? Did you find their cultural strange or phenomenon? For example, the control of drugs. I've been following CCTV reporter named Lu Xiaoquan, and there's the Xinhuan correspondent in the U.S., and I often see through his lens in Philadelphia. They have many homeless people. Yeah, the zombies of Philadelphia. We've seen videos like that go around. They're very sensationalist reporting. You know, is it as bad? It's bad, but probably not as bad as like, you know, Left 4 Dead or Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 4, or Resident Evil 7 doesn't have that many zombies in it. You know. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 and 6 were pretty much the shooting galleries. It's not that bad with that many just zombies walking around. They live on the streets, which is kind of odd. And the streets are chaotic. It's kind of hard to believe that kind of stuff is taking place. American social phenomenon, like the presidential election, seems... We welcome you to Lake Laogua. Oh, what was her name? Oh, was it Yujing? The emperor has invited you to Lake Laogua. Oh my god. Yes. Trump is running for re-election, but he's beset with lawsuits, which in other countries would be quite rare. Despite all the legal issues that require him to appear in court, he still has a lot of supporters. And yet Biden, who is now over 80 years old, is running. I love that lady. She's like, and he's pottering around. She T-poses fucking Biden. And PC poses. Trembling and tottering, bro. No. Oh god. How many genders are there again? It seems like there are 100 or 200 genders over there, which is truly mind-blowing. That's so fucking real, man. That's so fucking real. Isn't that crazy? How that shit's just like over here in the Western culture, and in a lot of these other places it doesn't even exist. I was watching the elections in one state. Bro, they're watching it. She said I was watching the elections in one state. They watching. They would say, for example, if you're a black and also part of a sexual minority, then your chances of being elected, that's true, that's real, are much higher than others. Yeah. To some extent, it does make some minority groups more visible. Yeah, it's just real. But on the other hand, for the majority, it seems kind of injustice because of your identity. Yeah. You identify naturally brings you your identity kind of naturally brings you how to say privilege. It's your minority status. Dude, that's truly based. They seem really well educated. Now, I know he probably interviewed many more people, but the people he selected seem actually pretty educated. When I was in the US, some things gradually came to light. For example, the LGBT thing, which was already quite strange, I feel like it's intensified by now. But I was previously staying in the US and still studying. In schools, these kind of situations were already very common. Oh god. You know what he's about to talk about. The Romeo and Juliet. Like most recent, what was it? The Romeo and Juliet. It's gonna be, what's his name? Spider-Man. What's Spider-Man? Oh, I forget his name. The guy dating Zendaya. What's his name? Oh, gosh. Whatever the new Spider-Man is. He did Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, and they race swapped out Juliet, I think.
那个是罗密欧与朱丽叶，那个是
Are they talking about this
是话剧还是音乐
on play or musical?
那个选角不也是吗？好像是荷兰弟和
Tom Holland
忘了。
and
那个
another
那个选角
person.
很奇怪啊。
That
然后还有就是
casting was
就
really
就之前
strange.
像那种什么
And there are also
什么
other things. What was it?
白雪公主啊
Snow White
美人
and the
鱼啊
Little
还有那个
Mermaid.
还有那部说那个就是
Not to mention the show about
说
European
欧洲
royalty.
皇室那个
Bridgerton
一个什么
Didn't they cast a
黑人的
black
王嘛
queen? That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
就像那种就是
Like that kind of.
我觉得像这种东西
I mean, if you want to be politically correct,
政治
that's fine.
都没问题。但是我觉得
But
这种颠覆原著
undermining the original
或者不
text,
叫颠覆原
or
著
rather, you
颠覆
could
历史
say
我觉得这种就没有
it's
必要
undermining history. I think that's unnecessary. Hey, as an immigrant foreigner to this country, now an American citizen and a goddamn freedom lover, I kind of agree. Yes, he's hitting some chords. Yeah, he's hitting some chords. He's definitely hitting some chords. Wasn't Tom Holland in the movie where he got pounded in the bathroom? Yeah, in the same year, both Tom Holland and Zendaya. Well, Zendaya had that movie where she got the three-way, and then Tom Holland got pounded in the bathroom. Yeah, true. It was a wild year for cinema. Very real. But I mean, I'm not hating on that. That's like artistic choice, you know? But like rewriting things like Bridgerton, if you're making a show about historical England, I don't think, you know, Black Queen is going to be relatively representative enough, you know? What Zendaya movie was this? You don't know? It's the one about tennis. Yeah. Zendaya tennis movie picture. There, it's literally the first thing that pops up, right? For challengers,
this Friday, one of the sexiest
it's part of the
movies
thumbnail.
ever made arrives.
Want me to come tuck you in?
Critics are calling challengers fierce, electric.
Going after the same girl.
This is what you guys want to see right here. This is the thing. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, I love you, Mom. Anyway. Aww. But yeah, Panda has been altering the movie results. Looks like he would enjoy that. No shame. But yeah, this is the big
Girl?
This is the movie that yeah. So it's called Challengers if you were looking for it, John, for educational purposes, of course. But yeah, you know, that's artistic choice. But undermining or changing history, I think that's you know. Now, I'm not saying there is no room for this, all right? Everyone here, I believe everyone present, knows the Avengers. They know that damn Colonel why am I spacing everyone's name right now? Samuel L. Jackson, who played fuck, why am I spacing the name? What was he? Nick Fury, yes. Nick Fury, thank you, John. I control the stream in the shadows. I'm the puppet master. Yeah, Nick Fury. If you grew up during my era, 97 years ago, you saw Spider-Man the Animated Series. And guess who was on Spider-Man the Animated Series? Nick Fury. You know, Commander Nick Fury. Great swap from a white dude. Yes, and I saw white Nick Fury with the eye patch where he played a half evil guy, half good guy in the animated series. And in the comics, he's been a good guy. But Samuel L. Jackson did such a good job as Nick Fury. I think so. that nobody minded. So if you're gonna do strategic changes, they better be good. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. You know, that's it. They better be good. You know, because goddamn Nick Fury was good. That was good. Nobody cried really. I don't remember it. I feel like it's already overcorrecting. I think they do it to avoid making mistakes. You avoid making mistakes and don't even want to make money. And don't even want to make money anymore. That's the real thing. They're struggling. You know, they're struggling. Yeah, you put Zendaya in a tennis movie with a three-way and everyone was talking about it for months. It's unnecessary, honestly. You know, remember the actress who got herself fired from the Snow White? She did. And you know what's funny? They have to reshoot the entire movie. They're reshooting the movie. Because the seven dwarves weren't seven dwarves. They were seven capable people. So they were like humans. And now they're reshooting the movie with magical Disney dwarves. Yep. That's true and real. That's 100% real. Yeah, she ended up she destroyed that movie. I'm surprised that they still have her in that. I just think it would probably be too expensive to reshoot, or in her contract, she can't get fired unless she walks away. Or does something insane. You know? So I think that's where she's at. Do you think that social phenomenon or mindset would be accepted in China? Things like this wouldn't be possible in China because China isn't an immigrant country. So such situations wouldn't arise there. They only happen in the US. Yeah, I mean, that's true. You know, believe whatever you want to believe. The US is a true immigrant country, you know. Everyone has gotten here from everywhere else except the natives. You know, and the people here have done their very best to squelch a lot of these natives, you know, and stop them from fighting and rebelling as we took their land and made it America. Yeah. They came from someplace too. Well, I mean, if you really want to break it down, I think it ended up being like it originated somewhere in Mesopotamia by northern Africa towards the sub-Saharan area. Then they emigrated towards Russia. They crossed across Russia through Alaska and came down that little panhandle. And then they started populating the US's. But I don't know, you know, because don't count me a historian, because I'm a streamer. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. But the other half, though, the other half I do know. All right, the other half I do. You know. As a Chinese person, do you think America is a truly free speech country? From our perspective, I think the public might be free, but the mainstream media definitely has biases. These young ladies are based, and they're also adorable. The glasses, great pick. But that she is so real for that. The mainstream media does have biases. 100% true. You know? They're great roommates. I don't think there's such thing as absolute freedom of speech. Like, as I understand it, in the US, you can't make certain statements about Jews or Nazi Germany during... He's mixing this up with Germany. In Germany, you can't mention that. That's illegal. In America, you can. You can say that the Holocaust doesn't exist. And people on Twitter would just get mad. But you can say this. You're not going to get invaded. You're not going to get people coming through your door. You know. And of course, in China, there are sensitive topics. You'll also get the F punched out of you. Well, yeah, you know, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. You know, those are two different things. Two very different things. You know, that's just how it is. Yeah, you're free to speak about whatever you want. You know, but if I'm around you and you're mouthing my mother, you know, we might have some issues. You're free to speak it, but, you know, there's consequences. You're mouthing me, I don't care. I mean, say whatever you want. You know, that's what it is. But, you know, there's certain things I won't accept, you know. So, that's real. That's true real. 100% real, John. Not freedom of consequence. Everyone says there's freedom of speech, but there's always unacceptable topics.
说是言论自由，但是都有不能接受的点，真的。
Yeah, I think he's very well educated, but he's mixing some of the nuances of the Western culture. Because that's Germany, he's speaking about that law where you can't talk about the Holocaust and World War II. America's freedom of speech is due to its media having various outlets. Yeah, I mean they come on TV, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You make news everywhere. YouTube's true freedom of speech doesn't offer you a get out of a good ass kicking. Here, let me rewrite that. True freedom of speech doesn't give you a get out of fucking ass kicking jail free card. Damn, that was terrible too. All two of our outlets shame about that whole thing lately. Isn't that crazy though? That they purchased all of that? Hell, even GameStop's been making moves. You saw that, right? GameStop bought like eight of its like competing publishers. It's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, capitalism, baby. You know, it's good, you know. Eventually we'll stop them, guys. Once they become true monopolies, we'll break them up, I'm sure. Totally real. Totally, dude. So whatever you say, most people will hear it. And on a personal level, there really aren't any restrictions. Yeah, that's true. Based. Everyone is free to comment on the president. Yeah. You just can't make threats. And sometimes even insult the president. Yeah, you can say Joe Biden is a stupid doo-doo McDoo-doo face who's old and he's geriatric and can't talk. And Donald Trump is a carrot head, ugly, racist, you know, fucking doo-doo, stinky McShit face, and you're allowed to say all that. You're good. You know, that's covered by the First Amendment. You can't make threats. You know, that's it. I think that's pretty good. I recall the actor Robert De Niro once used foul language against Trump. Yeah, he said, fuck Trump. Not necessarily in that way. Take TikTok, which US wants to ban. It's also about the people, because on TikTok, anything can be posted. Whether you film, you can be filmed. It's the voice of the people, they're all posting on it. That's huge. But now the US says TikTok poses a national security threat and it could affect their elections. I love his smile. He finds this shit ridiculous. I love this. He's like, this is fucking ridiculous. You can't say I'm going to put my finger up the president's butt next week. I don't know. I don't think so. But if you rephrase that into saying like, I wish I could put my finger up the president's butt next week, I think that will let you go like completely unscathed without a visit from the Secret Service on Twitter. I'm gonna put my finger up the president's butt next week. See, America, baby, bro. I'm adding a goddamn an eagle sound this week, bro. We've had like 19 freedom situations in the last week where an eagle screeching would have been great. Screech! Oh my god. This is where they have those restrictions on speech. I believe that freedom of speech is contingent upon whether you cause harm or whether you have hurt some individuals or touch some sensitive topics. They certainly want to. I think that's real though. Like people, if you cause harm to others, your freedom of speech is kind of more revoked than not. You know? If you have boundless freedom of speech, as long as you don't harm others. Western audiences are also curious to know if there are genuine freedom of speech in China. As someone living in Shanghai, do you think China has freedom of speech? Wait, what? Hold up. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Wait, what? How could there be freedom of speech in China? We definitely don't have freedom of speech. It doesn't exist. If you exercise freedom of speech, you could be detained. Based old lady coming in clutch. She's like, nah, bro. No way. We ain't got no freedom of speech. If you say some shit, they'll arrest your ass. It doesn't exist.
自己抓起来了呢。
我觉得是还
I
是有
think
的
there's some
因为我们
degree of
想说的
freedom of
话呢也
speech
都是反正我自己
because
想
we
说的
can
话
still
我都是
express
还是有的，因为我们想说的话呢也都
the
是
things we want to
反正
say.
我自己想说的话
Personally, the
我
things
我
I
都
wish
是
to
会
express,
会有
I can find a way to let them out.
跟朋友
Like when chatting with
自己
friends
自
or
己在交
conversing
谈的
with
时候
relatives.
也
But can you post it on social media? Can you go to WeChat, which is their Chinese Twitter, and put on WeChat your opinions? You know?
都是会有说的，就是这些话，然后包括我们在
That includes online?
网络
Okay.
上也都是会有
Where we
这
can
样的
post our opinions.
看法嘛。
我觉得这个其实也是个
I think this is actually a normal phenomenon. No matter the country or government, there are always topics that are off limit. Yeah, we just discussed them. In the US, there are topics you can't touch. And the same as in China, there are definitely things you can't discuss. This freedom of speech is definitely a double standard. They know they can't discuss some things, but they think that we can't discuss things here. Is freedom of speech. Well, yeah, see, but the difference is we can't because people don't like it or people get mad. They can't talk about things because they'll be arrested. I think that's a little bit different in the freedom of speech. You just can't be against the government. Other than that, you can talk all the shit you want. You can completely be against the government. This is one of the very few countries where you can be completely anti-government, anti-regime, an anarchist, and still function and spread your opinions far and wide. This is one of the very few places where you can exist and still do that. Yes, you can. It's one of the very few places on earth where you can do that. For China, yeah, you cannot do that in China. You cannot do that in China. As the lady just said, if you exercise your speech, you will be arrested. You know, you'll be detained. But it's relative.
那
Yeah.
国内来讲，
Since the rise of
这是所谓的
electronics and social
电子媒
media,
体啊，social 这个所谓社
it
交媒
feels
体
like
啊
there's been
等等开放后，感觉
a
上
blossoming of
百花齐
voices.
放了一点了。但是
But in reality, even in my
连我自己
WeChat
的微信也被
has been
封过。
suspended. Based, what'd you get banned for? Tell us what you got banned for, brother. What'd you get banned for? What'd you say? Who'd you criticize in the government? What'd you say? This is a base chat right here. He's like, I've been banned before. Yeah.
啊，我讲哦，
He's this dude minus 100 social credit points right there. Minus 100 social score when he got banned. Yeah, he's a Giga Chad. He's running a minus 100 right now. The other lady was running a minus 10 for the VPN, but he's running a minus 100. Yeah, I've spoken out about certain things
讲过一些话，或者说
and tried to
做过一些东
expose
西
some
被
issues
禁止过
and have
那
been
我觉得
censored.
是
So
还
I
是
think
会
there's
有
definitely some
所谓
form
的
of
查封
censorship
了
here. Crazy. So I love to hear this from the true citizens, though. You
某
know,
些时间段的话，
there are
什么东
times
西
you
都没办
can't
法
talk about
讲有些时
anything,
间
and
段的
times
话
where there's
就
slightly less
稍微松
censorship.
一点。那我觉得这个是一个
I believe this is a reflection
可
of
能在
national policies.
国家的政策下，以
Yeah,
大众
100%.
安全为
Prioritizing
考
public
量吧
safety
他不想有一些
and
个
not
人
wanting
的
individual
煽动
comments
到
to incite the
所
public.
有
I can literally give an example. There was a collapse in like the loans in China, and they didn't want it to go public, so they were censoring a big blackout of this. And then they just couldn't hold it in because there was so many people losing money. You know,
前一阵子不是拿着白
like the
纸的
recent
事情
incident
大家
with
应该
black
知道
papers,
那这个
blank
事情
papers.
我
Yeah.
估计
If you don't know, there was a protest recently against censorship in China where they held up blank papers. And the blank paper represents the blackout of information in China where you can't voice your own thoughts. So even if something was written, the paper would be blanked out. And yeah, it didn't go, yeah.
你如果有一天
If one day I were to stand with a blank paper again, I would certainly be apprehended. Do you see that, though? Do you see that? You know, and people criticize this country so much. If he stood there with a blank paper protesting the censorship, he would be detained by the police. You know, of course, the blank paper doesn't stand for anything
当然是白纸
specific,
不代表什么，但是大家都很明白。
but the message was clearly understood by all.
你说没有
How can there be no freedom of
你
speech?
说我们在这个大街上
Just like the street interview, we can say what we want on the street. Isn't that also freedom?
对吧？
It wasn't possible in the
但
past.
是呢，我们国家呢，在
But our country, in terms of public opinion and propaganda, is controlled quite tightly. I'm glad that he at least admits it. This old man is truly based. I think a lot of these people have been honest and pretty real about it. You know, I do love hearing their opinions though. This cannot be denied. Control is definitely necessary. Without it, there would be chaos. It's the same. Whether it's the US or any European country or China, government always has to control the speech that is favorable to them and ban unfavorable. No. Yeah, this dude don't know about America. Yeah, there's a lot of people that talk shit about our entire government, our politics, our politicians, and that our locals enjoying our benefits that this same country provides them. Yeah. It's unavoidable any government would do this. Douyin is the same. You can do anything. You can post anything for everyone to view. Douyin is a Chinese TikTok. It has become mainstream. The government doesn't control Douyin very strictly. So if the US government thinks TikTok is having a bad influence, I think that's an unnecessary word. Why do Americans love TikTok so much? The government should be aware of this, right? True. There's no need for such strict blocking of TikTok. Moreover, TikTok in the US, the CEO, Sao Shi-chu, has been before Congress several times. The question to ask, I feel, they didn't lead. That's so fucking true, bro. They asked them a whole bunch of bullshit questions. Because our Congress is ran by dinosaurs who don't even use TikTok. Or don't know how to fucking run their own Twitters. They pay their fucking interns to run their Twitters. Oh, the old guy with the mole got taken by the Chinese police. They got his ass. He was like, bro, I already lost 200 social credit points this month. I can't do this again, bro. Nah, they said if I lose another 100, they're taking me to the camps. Nah, I can't do this, bro. I need to make it to my daughter's wedding. I can't do another minus 100. I'll catch y'all later. The reason we're worried about TikTok is because the Chinese consistently plant bugs in recording software in their apps. I know folks who have had to have their phones shredded because they brought them into secure sites. And you are 1000% correct. The fact and the thing and the main point that everyone is ignoring is that they did not outright ban TikTok. They ordered TikTok to divest from China and be repurchased. TikTok would be completely okay to be reran the same exact way as it's running right now, as long as it has American owners. That's how we feel. And I agree. I'm sorry, I agree. Okay? China blocks YouTube. China blocks Instagram, Facebook. We saw the lady, she said she had to get a VPN. Alright? China blocks TikTok. They have Douyin, so they're not using TikTok. They have WeChat. They don't have Twitter. Okay, so if they're allowed to ban our sites, but we're not allowed to ban TikTok, like, bro, get out of here. Get out of here. No shot. No shot. No shot. What's fair is fair. That's how I believe it. I completely agree, John. I am on that fence, man. Let her rip. If y'all want TikTok to be around, divest from it. Let some other filthy millionaire make billions from it. That's fine. But like, yo, let's be real. You know, if they're gonna block most of our entertainment apps, where they have to use VPNs to run them, I don't see anything wrong with banning TikTok. Hot take, medium take, lukewarm take, don't know, but that's how I feel. They also say that the content on Chinese companies put on Douyin is quite educational. I have heard that. So I guess that's why flip phones are a thing. Yeah, flip phones are a thing. And they're actually they're back now. You know that, right? The new Galaxy Z24, the flip phones are back now. Still a thing? Yeah, it's still a fucking thing. It came back with the new phones. It's wild. So, but I have heard of that though. I heard the Chinese TikTok is more educational, at least for the youth. I don't know how real that is because I don't have any firm basis to believe this, but let's see if they can answer this for us.
变得聪明。
So it makes people here smarter. Whereas what's put on TikTok and the UPS in the US is just silly and nonsense.
等一下，什么叫做就是
What do you mean by put there? It's an online platform where everyone can upload stuff.
对，但就觉得
But the US feels like the US version pushes content that lacks substance to the US users.
但推送到
While the content pushed to Douyin here is very educational. Do you agree with this assertion in your experience using Douyin? I don't even know what their push mechanism. Yeah, she might not understand like the algorithm or what an algorithm is, so she might not know. So like, yeah, how do they come to such a conclusion? How do they know? Okay, yeah, she might not understand it.
怎么得出这样的一个结论的？
See what she says?
他们怎么知道就是这种
Is there such a difference in what's pushed?
的不同呢？
Can you briefly share what you generally watch on Douyin? What kind of content do you see?
一般都是一些
Mostly it's just funny and entertaining videos.
因为抖音它
Because Douyin is largely an entertaining platform. The number of people learning something substantive on Douyin is still small. If there's something I want to learn about, I'll search for it. So Douyin is just like TikTok and it's pure brain rot content. Okay. But most of the time, the content I randomly scroll through is just general entertainment. It really depends on... There we go. He understands the algorithm. It depends on the individual browsing video preference. The more you like something, the more it pushes that content to you. Of course, there is a youth mode in China. Okay. So I'm assuming the youth mode is probably more educational. And I'm still standing by the base where... Bro, the whole Chris shit with Mr. Beast, how crazy would it have been if we never allowed any people under the age of 18 to use social media? Wow, so that probably would have never happened. Crazy. You know? Yeah, those are two things that I'm all for. I don't know if the overseas TikTok has something similar which they might care more about. No, there's no youth mode for the kids here in TikTok. It's just brain rot. Dances and bullshit. Isn't that nonsense? Do you agree with this statement? Of course not. Using Douyin is supposed to be a no-brain activity. How could it be educational? For educational, why wouldn't I just read a book? So you think Douyin lacks educational content? Educational value? Short videos generally don't have much educational value. Even long videos don't have much educational value. It's just for fun. What educational value does it have? If you watch long videos that are truly educational, whether it's on Bilibili or YouTube. Bilibili is their YouTube. You go specifically to watch content about a certain subject, right? That's educational. Going specifically for such content might not have educational. Or you might as well read a book. How could watching short videos be educational? Less than half, probably 80 to 90% of it has no educational value. So Douyin is just brain rot. It's just TikTok. My Wi-Fi is down. Sad. Big sad. Oh no, Eka! Can't you make a hotspot on your phone? Make a hotspot and then use your phone as a Wi-Fi signal thingy. Haha, you bum. Why are you laughing at other people's misfortunes? Panda, huh? Gotta save data? Does it use the same package? Well, my package doesn't. My hotspot and my personal data are different things. I get like 2 gigabytes of hotspot a month and then unlimited data on my phone. But I don't know how it works over there. Go over your limits. I have limited data. What? Panda, please. Oh no, Panda is the king of inserting foot in mouth. Yeah, you should have seen him last time. It was great. Fucking idiot. Oh my god. I have limited data, including hotspot. That's wild. Well, that sucks, Eka. Well, I'm glad you're still here, using your little bit of data to say hi to us. Hello, Eka. How are you? How goes it? You know. I shall not stop. Yeah, I mean, the No Child Left Behind laws expired, I think, when Panda was going to school, so, you know, that's when children were allowed to be left behind. This is sad. Oh no, Eka. Did anyone ask you not to? I want to continue Dawn Trail's story. Oh, that's okay, Eka. Dawn Trail's not going anywhere. It's gonna be there for you tomorrow, or even in an hour when your Wi-Fi goes up. How long does Wi-Fi go down? Were the street racers racing and knocked down a Wi-Fi pole? You should go beat them up. You should go beat them up. This claim is completely baseless. It's not possible. To me, this talk of cultural invasion is a bit nonsensical. Cultural invasion is a relative concept, isn't it? Otherwise, why would you have so many foreign brands here? It's already an uncontrollable trend. For instance, children grow up knowing about McDonald's. Their first words are often, I want a Coke. This is a very successful example of cultural penetration. That is huge, dude. That's huge. Man, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, don't they tell you though? Like, my cable company tells me there's an outage here. We'll probably fix it today or tomorrow. My son's first words was data. Oh man, that's not a real American. Even in China, they say I want a Coke as first words. How? That is not a patriot. How dare your child love you so much and not love McDonald's and Coca-Cola? Shame. Free Wi-Fi sucks. Oh no, you're on a free Wi-Fi setup? That's a bummer. Oh no, he said, man, just take your whole setup and get a free Wi-Fi. It's too slow. It is too slow. That's crazy. But this term, I feel, has become somewhat politicized. Unless you reject the idea of free trade, not opening up and isolating your own economic and trade systems, then you wouldn't have to worry about cultural invasion, right? The TikTok issue is quite sensitive. In fact, it has become what you might call toxic media. It's truly addictive to kids of all... Based! And in this regard, politicians are influenced by various insurance groups lobbying to them. So I think it might be for this reason they pay special attention to this media. That's real. I believe it's the same situation when we are overseas. We don't use WeChat in the States. It's the same logic. So I think both sides have their own protective measures and tactics. Truly based. He understands that. He admitted it. They don't use WeChat in America. They blocked Twitter. You know, everyone uses their own thing. I'm gonna head to bed and steal the rest of Eka's man. Take care, Panda. Thanks for stopping by. The final question. What do you hope in this regard? I hope for an enduring friendship. There's no need for conflict. Just proper communication and unity. And strength comes from unity. Right. Because with unity, we are stronger together. Aww. I also believe China should strive for more peaceful relations with all countries. But China is peaceful. Not like the US. Tell that to Hong Kong and Taiwan. But yeah, man, it's wild out there. It's wild. It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, free Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, no, it's wild. Yeah, China is peaceful. That's a crazy statement to end it on. No, I mean, that's, you know, yeah, propaganda doing its best. But that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That was a banger by Asian Boss. I can't believe I'm not sub. Yeah, Asian Boss. This was huge, man. I love this. This was amazing. This is, you know, straight from their mouth. straight from the public. I think this is huge. I love this video. This was great. I love finding out how other cultures are. Like in reality, not like bullshit reported to you.